you are looking live at Tom McIntyre Stadium, but maybe not for long, as I just got a big uh-oh from Anthony Knockreiner, and then that appeared. So hopefully it just continues to blow by when there's no lightning in it. And we checked, and we got the all clear about 20 minutes ago. So here we are for high school football tonight. And it's the game of the year, part one. There could be 1,000 of these this year, Anthony Knockreiner. And but this is the one that starts week 2. Tonight's game is brought to you by Helen Blaze's Best Private Investigators, Legacy Sports Construction, Culver's, and Gillen, and Lindback. And so tonight, what we have here are 2 1-0 teams. We got one that's coming in who is a little, shall we say, under the weather. We don't know what the status of quarterback C.J. Hall is. And listen, is that the lightning horn? No, that's the clock going down. And we want to say a big hello to Dean Baker.
Yep, absolutely.
And Dean, if you're watching tonight, buddy, thank you for watching. Get well, Dean.
Yeah, absolutely, Dean.
Yeah, Dean had appendix issues this week, and I believe was in the hospital and will not be playing tonight. And he is a big part, of this Melbourne offensive line. So no Dean Baker, possibly no C.J. Hall. And so how did the Melbourne Bulldogs win this football game tonight?
I think you have to lean on Tyrese Jefferson, lean on T-Smoke, just like they did last week. If Will Reinhold is the quarterback tonight, I think he's got to make some plays in the air. He doesn't have to make a ton, but I think you got to lean on your run game. This offensive line's got good depth. Talking a little bit to Billy Palmer, he likes the depth they have at the offensive line as well. So I think if you're Melbourne, you want this game to turn into a slugfest where you control time of possession. We saw how much that worked out last week for Titusville and what they were able to accomplish against a high-powered offense in Oviedo. Melbourne faces a high-powered offense in Merritt Island. The more you keep that offense on the sideline, the more that means Melbourne's going to win tonight.
Yeah, listen, the man, the myth, Tyrese Jefferson was talking to his mom previous to the game, and they got another D1 P4 visit on Sunday morning. Tyrese has been absolutely phenomenal this season, and, of course, his freshman season as well, as the Melbourne Bulldogs take the field. We have another new feature, that I'm excited to announce tonight. We'll get to that in just a second as the temperature has dropped literally 20 degrees in the last 5 minutes. But Tyrese Jefferson and that Melbourne defense, that Melbourne defense is going to be a big key tonight. There you see 3 standouts on your screen there. Kamarion Johnson, T.J. Ross, and Kamari Jennings. Those 3 young men, all double-digit tackles last week. And then you had Jace Richardson, I believe the sophomore Jace Richardson, who had 9 tackles last week, and they're all going to be geared to stop this man, Kevin Verpale, the USF commit, and this man, the Pitt commit, Deshaun Thomas. So we're ready for football as Melbourne will receive. Merritt Island will kick off. They're going to be in yellow. We want to thank Helen Blazes and hope the weather stays away.
And we get to see that run offense from the Bulldogs. And obviously a lot of history between Merritt Island and Melbourne, 2 of the original programs here in Brevard County. They've been playing each other for a long time. When I went to school here, I don't think we ever beat Merritt Island. I think the closest we might have come was my senior year where we lost 14-7 to Merritt Island right on this field. But I got to give the Bulldogs a lot of credit. 2022 was the last time they beat this Mustangs team, and they beat them pretty handily in that matchup, but that's going back to the days of Hunter Turner here at Melbourne High School. So a chance for these Bulldogs to try and get a win against a team that's had Melbourne's number, because the overall series is like 33-7, 31-7.
And last year Melbourne led this football game 14-0, then 14-7 at the half, and then just handed Merritt Island the football 3 straight times that became 21 straight points. The Mustangs would go on a 35-7 run, and that was it. It was over. And for a young Melbourne football team, that's a lesson they need to make sure they bring in tonight. I'm going to ask you, how's our audio?
I think we're doing pretty well here. Let me just double check.
We don't have a producer, but we are underway with the kick here. Wait till this. And that's the other thing they're going to have to battle tonight, Knock, is Liam Miller. Liam Miller is one of the best kickers in Brevard County, period. Maybe in the state of Florida. Kicked a 52-yarder last week against Cocoa. We good? How about you?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. Now, the really cool new feature that I was talking about is we have instant replay. Yes, Knock, we have instant replay.
I know when you told me that was exciting to hear this morning.
Now I'm toying around with it tonight.
So bear with us as we toy with this.
Yeah, bear with us as we toy. And it will not be C.J. Hall, but here to give you the action, Anthony Knockreiner.
Quarterback Will Reinhold will start this game. First down and 10 on the Bulldogs 20. As a man in motion is Richardson. Handoff goes to Jefferson. Jefferson makes two guys miss. Bounces it to the outside. Picks up first down yardage as he's knocked out of bounds at the 31. And yet that's what you like to see out of Jefferson to start things off.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you're going to see coming out right here, Jefferson just simply bounces it outside, and he gets in for a good run. So we're 1 for 1 on the replay because I just showed it.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it looked pretty good. So Jefferson, that's what he does. He's averaging nearly a first down every time he touches the football. He's as electric as they come. And
you love to have that type of electric player. And Tyreek Jefferson, 31 carries, 314 yards. I know you talked about he was our legacy player of the week. As we'll see this snap, first down and 10. Jefferson trying to make a couple Merritt Island Mustangs miss, and he's going to be picked up and dropped. And leading the charge was William Bollier, as he's the corner. And had 47 tackles, an interception, and 8 pass breakups last year for the Mustangs. And it's back to the original line of scrimmage, second down and 10.
Well, this is the test, Knock, that Merritt Island wanted. They wanted to see if they were any better at stopping the run this year. They gave up 250 yards a game last year, which was really the downfall. The offense was plenty good to go play for a state championship. They just couldn't stop anybody on the ground.
Yeah, we have to see with this defensive front here, Nathan Schaefer, Torrey Love, Khalil Hobbs in the middle there as well. As we'll see second down and 10. Thomas, the man in motion. Reinhold rolling to his right. Looks to throw. Nice pass. Makes the catch. And that is going to be a first down and more for the Melbourne Bulldogs. And that catch was made by Gale Connor.
Well, they're going to go fast here, Knock. So as the replay is there on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, the live action up top. So that's going to be a first down for Melbourne. That's just a good pitch and catch there. And I tell you what, that's a good play to get Will Reinhold comfortable, Knock, because last week they only passed for 27 yards.
And I think in between the guys, I think they passed, 7 times, I think, in total?
Yeah.
So a lot to 31 carries. I don't think you can do that tonight, as we'll see first down and 10 from the Bulldogs 45 as Jefferson goes to his right side, has the sideline at the 30, and at the 25, goes back inside. He's brought down from behind, and that is going to be by Elijah Floyd for the Mustangs as he makes the touchdown-saving tackle.
And there you see it again. He just bounces it outside and down the sidelines with that unbelievable speed of his, Knock.
So they're going to back up the Bulldogs to the 35. They're going to say he's out of bounds.
Okay. No, they're going to call holding. Well, that'll back them up even further. Joe Hutton is the referee tonight. There was lightning.
Yep, we'll see. They didn't hear a horn sound yet, but so it's a hold, but because it was beyond the original line to gain, It's still first and 10, but that 25 yards they did lose. So it's on the Mustangs 45 after a gain of 10.
So still, great run.
Yeah, great run. First down and 10 now. Silas Waters, the tight end, the man in motion. Handoff again to Jefferson. He tests the inside, and he's smacked quickly there by Elaine Adams.
I got to correct you. Silas Walters.
Walters, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but listen, the Walters family. Last night, I believe Silas's sister, Cambria Walters, was our Hall of Chains player of the game last night for the Melbourne Bulldogs volleyball team. So I interviewed her last night, and, man, she had over a dozen aces, double-digit digs, and she's just a sophomore and already one of the top volleyball players in Brevard County.
Yeah, you guys had some great matches this week on our Vard Sports Network with volleyball as we get ready for 2nd down and 8 here. Gain of 2 takes it to the 43 for the Bulldogs as they are inside Merritt Island territory. As we'll see Reinhold with 2 backs, one to his right, one to his left. Jefferson to his right as we're going to see a timeout taken here by head coach Jeff Panucci. And in the backfield was Camarion Johnson. But we'll see what kind of play call they want to draw up here.
So, Knock, tonight's a big night down at Helen Blazes. After the game tonight, go on down to Helen Blazes and check out Sheepdog tonight, Knock. You got the Sheepdogs tonight, and on 9/27, True Phonic for Oktoberfest. And there you see the beautiful Helen Blazes. Stop when you crave a great craft brew with award-winning taste, head to Helen Blazes Brewing. Helen Blazes Brewing Company. I'm going to get this together tonight. I think I may have accidentally got hit by lightning. In historic downtown Melbourne, named Florida's best medium-sized brewery in 2025 and 2026 by Best Florida Beer, featuring 17 taps with multiple gold medal winners. So, yeah, I'll fix that as the night progresses. My apologies there to Helen Blazes, but I think I'm still excited we got instant replay.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
Yeah,
you're excited. I mean, that's a new feature, new toy for you. For
yes,
awesome.
It is, man.
2nd down and 8 now after the timeout, and we are going to get encroachment. Nice hard count there by the Bulldogs quarterback, Will Reinhold, and that veteran offensive line not moving as the guilty party there, Khalil Hobbs, is I'm sure he'll get a conversation there from his defensive line coach.
Well, the Bulldogs are going to win that timeout battle right there because they pick up 5 yards coming right out of it, and that's enough. That'll drive a coach crazy right there. Want to thank Natwick Insurance as well.
2nd down and 3 as Jefferson gets the handoff, tries to bounce it to the outside. We'll have more than enough for a 1st down as gets a good hold there by his right tackle and right guard as it's a gain of about 4.
This is the perfect start for Melbourne, and I'm going to knock on wood for Melbourne fans because they're doing exactly not what you said they needed to do, and that is run the football, throw it enough to keep that Merritt Island offense off the field and consume time.
Exactly. As we face 9:23 here in the first quarter. Right now, no score between the Mustangs and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs driving, though. 1st down and 10. Jefferson, the man in motion in the swing. Handoff, and that's going to Camarion Johnson as he tries to find some running room. He does. It'll be 3 yards as he takes it to about the 31.
Well, they're going to give him forward progress, Knock. Well, they're looking at what here?
2nd and 7.
Okay, 2nd and 7. I thought they were going to give him a little further than that. 8:55 to play in the opening quarter here. Once again, Dean Baker, my friend, if you're watching, get well. I know C.J. Hall's down there on the sidelines. I don't know if C.J.'s dressed or not. I didn't notice if he was warming up.
I did not see a number 1 dressed. But we'll continue to scan as I'm sure he's down there. But right now, 2nd down and 7. Quarterback Will Reinhold, the signal caller tonight for the Bulldogs as they try and put some points on the board. Reinhold throws quickly. That one falls incomplete, and that's a great play by Elijah Floyd, the senior linebacker, as he's able to make sure that ball is not complete.
Yeah, watch this hit coming up here by Floyd. He times this absolutely perfectly as he just, knocks the ball loose.
And I like the fact that, offensive coordinator Dwayne Robinson is calling this game to allow Reinhold to put the ball in the air a little bit, some short passes. I like the play call. Obviously, you'd like to see the completion, but that's just a great play by the defense here as we look at 3rd down and 7.
Is that Thunder?
No, I think that's the airport.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
3rd down and 7. Reinhold drops back, looking to throw, going deep, and that's going to be incomplete. No flags, and it'll be 4th down and 7 for the Melbourne Bulldogs.
That's good coverage, one-on-one coverage down the sidelines, and that's listen, I mean, if there's one area, defensively where Merritt Island really does have a sustained advantage, it's in their secondary. Those guys can cover step for step, and you saw it right there. I believe that was Andrew Coleman over there on the coverage.
Yeah, that's what it looked like is Coleman, again, talented player, 58 tackles last season, interception, and a defensive touchdown last year.
They're playing a 3-man front, Knock. It looks like they're playing a version of the 3-3 stack to me.
Yeah, one single high safety right now. Everybody within 5 or 6 yards of this line of scrimmage as we got whistles. And
and they got lucky on that because timeout on the field with 8:15. That's a bad time to take a timeout. Why would you do that?
well, who took the timeout?
Is he saying officials timeout? Why would Joe Hutton blow the whistle?
Looks maybe like there. Yeah, I don't know.
I got no idea what's going on with that one, but okay. Last week, the MCOA Hall of Fame Awards took place. Another great event put on by Steve Muzzy. Here comes Reinhold back in. And okay. That looked like that play may have had some juice to it, but we're going to do it again. It's like a do-over in volleyball. Here we go, Knock.
4th down and 7. Bulldogs got to get to the 24 for a first down. Merritt Island's defense being tested early here. Jefferson to the left of Reinhold. Reinhold steps back to throw. Now steps up into the pocket, takes off and run. Has to get to the sticks. He does! And the Bulldogs have a first down.
Great play. Great job by Reinhold on that one. His vision, look, he saw, he looked, and then took off with it. Great vision to get to the sticks and get the first down as they are now inside of the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line, so just outside.
Okay, I'll wait then. I don't want to jinx anything for any team, so I'll wait.
Jefferson lined up to the sidecar left of Reinhold after picking up that first down. Again, right now, the Merritt Island Mustangs showing 8 or 9 guys in the box as they're going to force Reinhold to try and beat him with his arm as Jefferson gets the handoff, and he is hit quickly. And I believe
Elaine Adams, yeah.
Yeah, Adams once again, and leading the charge, too, was Torrey Love.
I love the fact that Elaine Adams, who had several rushing touchdowns last week, on a team that's got 68 guys on their roster, is willing to put the time in the grit and the grind in to play linebacker as well as running back.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a phenomenal job so far last season, making some plays, making some stops, kind of shoring up that run defense last week against Cocoa. And, you go to that Merritt Island defense. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit at halftime during our game last week, but Merritt Island's defense really stepped up after the opening possessions by the Cocoa Tigers.
I just want to let you know you jinxed them from getting in the red zone on that play.
2nd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs as they get the jet sweep to Johnson as he falls down. An unfortunate slip. The turf monster gives the Mustangs a break, but at a gain of about 5 as they'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs.
You didn't jinx them that time. This is your alma mater, my friend. 207? Is that when you graduated?
08.
Okay.
08. Close, though. That's when Panucci graduated.
That's right. 20. That's right. I get you and Panucci mixed up.
Ball sitting on the 18 after a pickup of a couple.
We'll check out-of-town scores for you, at the end of the first quarter or whatever and report them. But want to thank Gillen Lindback, Brevard's injury attorneys.
3rd down and 6 now. Ball needs to get to the 11 for a first down. Pitch out to Jefferson. Jefferson turns it inside, and he'll be brought down by Jonas Walters, one of the captains for the Mustangs. Nice wrap up there on Jefferson, not letting him to get loose, and that'll bring it to the 18.
If the Melbourne Bulldogs were going to be effective tonight, this is they had to pursue. They had to pursue, and there you see on your screen, Walters does a terrific job of that, not letting T-Smoke get the edge. And now Melbourne's going to try the field goal here, Knock, and try to put some points on the board. This ball spotted at the 25. This will be a 35-yard attempt.
Right now, Shabani, the kicker for the Melbourne Bulldogs.
He's got a cool first name, Jazz Shabani.
Right now, the wind going north to south now.
He's got to kick this right and hook this left.
And now the wind just changed. Now it's going east. As we got a whistle now.
Did Merritt Island call timeout? Oh,
penalty.
Dead ball foul. Delay a game, Knock. That's a killer.
That puts you – does that take you out of field goal range? It looks like it does. So now it looks like Melbourne's going to go ahead and try and call a 4th and 12 play here.
Well, you're in no man's land
I mean, you got the wind behind you. It just kind of depends on which direction the wind wants to go, because right now it's going north to south.
If I'm Jazz
or south to north.
If I'm Jazz Shabani, I'm over in Coach's ear going, come on, man, let me try it. I got this. I think right now, if I'm Melbourne, keep your eye on the slots, on the slot, and the outside on the right there.
DJ Scott lined up in the slot for the Bulldogs. 4th down and 12. Reinhold looking to throw. Got to get pressure. He's going to get sacked. Flag flies, and that's going to be a hold more than likely.
Yeah,
helmet comes off for Reinhold.
Not only was it a hold, but he grabbed his jersey, twisted him inside out. You're going to see it clearly here on the right side. Watch when the tackle comes in, and there it is right there, the hold. So that'll be a turnover on downs and knockdown. We get our first look at Kevin Verpail. That's a good drive by Melbourne, though. A really good drive. All right, what we're going to do here is step aside. We'll be right back on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back as the Mustangs take over, and here to tell you all about it, Anthony Knockreiner.
Right now, the Melbourne Bulldogs showing a little pressure as now we see Zaylen Chappell come out to wide receiver. Verpail calls for the clap as he gets the check to snap, and that will
It's a false start.
False start in the Mustangs, and they back up.
Yeah, he turned up the field too early on that one. They're calling all sides, but that technically is what the call was, as that time Zay Chappell just turned to play Canadian football there.
So 1st down and 15, the USF commit, 4-star quarterback, Kevin Verpail. We're getting the first chance to see him tonight. Chest high snap, drops the throw, under pressure, and able to escape from one, dumps it off to Thomas, the tight end. Thomas to the near sideline, across the midfield, the 40, and inside the 35 as he's knocked out of bounds at the 34, and a big play for the Merritt Island Mustang offense.
Well, that's what Kevin Verpail gives you right there. That's what Kevin Verpail does. You see on your screen, he's going to slip out of being sacked there and then just dump it off to Thomas. That's a play similar to the one they ran against Cypress Bay, and that resulted in a 69-yard touchdown. If you swing around, you're going to come in the middle.
So a gain of 46 for the Merritt Island Mustangs offense as it's one play, and they're already in the Bulldogs territory with 5:15 to play here in the first quarter. Verpail facing pressure, lobs it up, and it's picked off.
Yeah, that
is Howard DeWitt, the senior, making the pick as the Bulldogs get it right back.
Yeah, that's just a bad throw by Verpail. I'm not sure what he was doing. He just slung it out there sidearm, and Howard DeWitt picked it off, and that is, that's how she goes.
Well, the keys are going to be to – oops, sorry.
No, you're good.
The keys to tonight was also, don't give turnovers or don't give turnovers away here. Merritt Island already with one, and that was the key difference in the game last year. Merritt Island was able to capitalize on 3 Melbourne Bulldog turnovers as we have a penalty flag that negates the interception.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so check that. Merritt Island's going to keep the ball as a penalty will negate.
Well, Kevin gets away with one, and that's a good thing. He wanted it back. He got it back. Nice throw that time.
As that one is caught there. Didn't quite catch the number, and the refs will call him down at the 12.
You got to have a short memory as a quarterback. Let's welcome in. I believe his microphone is working.
Do you have me?
I do have you. Can you hear him, Knock?
I got him.
All right. Yeah, the Mark Moses of the Mark Moses Show is here today. Mark, after this drive will tell us what you had going on here today, as they are now quickly inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone.
2nd down and 2, man in motion. There's going to get the jet sweep, comes to the edge, flag flies, and he's knocked out of bounds.
A lot of flags already, and this is
Keith Hamilton, the runner.
I mean, by the time it's going to be a hole. By the time we get to the 4th quarter, I already know I'm going to be complaining about, because I'm on this crusade where high school football games shouldn't be 3 hours long.
I don't disagree. We'll see if it takes that, because right now, hopefully the weather's continuing to hold.
So let's bring in Mark Moses. Mark, what you have going on here today?
All right, here's the thing. I got an Aaron Andrews sideline report update for both of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we're halfway through here in the 1st quarter. The line to get in here is still all the way into the parking lot.
Wow.
People are still trying to get into this football game tonight.
Wow.
Verpail escapes, and Verpail runs into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown.
No flags on that one. Kevin Verpail with a Mustang touchdown. And this year, the Mustangs strike first. Verpail on the low snap just kept it, and up the middle he goes. And the Mustangs lead it 6-0. Nice play by Kevin, and that's why he's one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the state of Florida.
I was about to say, last year on the ground, 95 carries, 480 yards, only 4 touchdowns. But again, so dangerous with his legs. That's so tough as a defensive lineman with a mobile quarterback like him.
So the best kicker, in my opinion, in the state is on for the extra point. And by the way, Liam Miller is a Brevard Sports Network intern.
As Miller will kick this one through the uprights, and it's 7-0 Mustangs leading the Bulldogs.
All right, Mark. So go ahead. What you have going on here today?
It was interesting talking with Jeff Panucci, head football coach of Melbourne, right before you got up here to do the broadcast. And we were asking him, all right, your thoughts on the game tonight? And he pretty much said, we've got to keep Merritt Island's offense off the field. We've got to run the football. We got to get turnovers. I know you guys saw that play. They got the pick, but then there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah.
This is one of those things, all right, 7-0, you're at home. Now can you make a statement on offense after this? That's going to be the key.
I thought they drove the football really, really well down the field on that first drive. How many plays did you say knocked? 13 for Melbourne. I just think they're going to have to run the football or throw the football a little bit more to be able to get more success from T-Smoke and in that running game.
Well, right now, I mean, you've got Merritt Island loading the box with 10 guys. They got one single high safety, so they're going to dare Melbourne to try and throw the football. And like I said, with this win tonight, it's also going to be kind of tough because this thing's blowing all over the place right now. It's been blowing, north to south to north and then east to west at any given moment.
Did you know the flavor of the day tomorrow at Culver's, by the way, is Andy's Mint Chocolate?
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does, and it looks good, too. I'll show the folks that in a minute.
As Miller will kick this one out of the end zone, Bulldogs will start with the ball on their own 20.
What's your favorite flavor, Mark? What do you like? Flavor ice cream. I got to ask the question.
I'm boring. Vanilla. Is that wrong?
No, not at all.
Dude, I know you're doing the video of this. We had the lightning delay. Then it was like, what's funny, you go closer to 95, we could see more lightning. And just the skyline tonight, it's unbelievable what you have right here.
Yeah, no doubt.
First down and 10 here. Sorry, go ahead, Mark. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs as we see T-Smoke get ready for this drive along with Will Reinhold. One of the guys that we got to talk about, too, on this offense. Melbourne's got to get involved. Got to get Jeremiah Thomas going, Silas Walters as well as the handoff goes to Jefferson, tries to turn it inside. And listen, the Bulldogs are going to find it tough sledding on the inside. The Mustangs have 10 guys in the box.
Mark, you're a big fan of Jeff Panucci. What do you like about the way he runs his program?
I like he took over a program that was down. You could tell in his eyes, especially when you talked to him a couple years ago, he knew this was going to be a project. He needed time to build it, and it looks like now, and I know Anthony has an opinion on this as well as an alumni of this school, it looks like Panucci's starting to get his vision going here, and there is big-time momentum if they can get a win here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Second down and 6. Reinhold hands off to Jefferson. Again, testing those edges. Finds a way, continues to turn the legs at the 40. Midfield. 45 is where he'll be knocked out of bounds. And T-Smoke just finds the littlest of creases, and he turns it into a big game.
Man, he's slipperier than slipping through a door crack, man. I tell you, he is something else. And don't let him get to the edge, because the other thing he's really good at is staying in bounds. Although he did run. Oh, that was a holding penalty.
So they're going to call him back at the 50. So.
Oh, he stepped out. That's on me. And then I said he's really good at staying in bounds. Way to go, Allen. Go ahead, Mark. You take over.
Still a great run. If you're Merritt Island, you can't try to tackle high. You got to go for the legs there. You can't get him get that extra yardage.
No, I agree.
First down and 10, man in motion. Hall. He'll take the jet sweep, looking for a block. Turns the edge, and he'll dive across midfield, and he'll get to about the 46 of Merritt Island. Bring up second down and about a long 5.5.
That's the other thing I like about this, in being able to get the receivers like E.J. Hall involved in things like jet sweeps. There's so much that you can do when you got a back like Tyrese Jefferson.
Yeah, and you got to use all the guys that you have in this matchup, because again, Merritt Island knows this. They know they're going to give the ball to Jefferson. Melbourne's got to come up with some creative ways to make Merritt Island honest as a defense, to truly look at, okay, we got to worry about a lot of things here, not just about number 20. Second down and 6 as Jefferson now comes out. He'll swing back in. Rhino looks to throw, throws quickly, caught, and that'll be a first down and more, as that catch was made by E.J. Hall, and it'd be a nice first down for the Bulldogs.
I'd show you the replay, but the gentleman in front of me didn't care that you got to see the replay. So, but know that the ball was caught.
And a big first down for the Bulldogs. E.J. Hall playing tonight.
Yeah, C.J.'s not. E.J. is.
E.J. Hall and Thomas, the receivers at the top of your screen. Silas Walters, the tight end, had a nice catch last week against Heritage. I'd like to see if they can try and incorporate the big tight end. As handoff goes to Jefferson, tests the edges, and he will gain some hard yards as he's tackled by a host of Mustangs. He'll get to about the 31-yard line.
So I think the instant replay is working pretty good, guys.
I like it.
It looks good, man.
I love that. I love that we can do that now, because there's so many great plays that we get in a high school football game that now we can show.
People have been asking for it for years. And you know what? I love Brevard County because people have not made me not feel bad for not having it.
Right.
You know. And I appreciate that. I mean, they could have dogged me out for the last 5 years. Get it, Allen!
E.J. Hall, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Man coverage coming from William Bollier, the corner for Merritt Island. Chest high snap, handoff to Jefferson. Looks for a hole, finds one on that right side, and be close to first down yardage. They're going to call him down to the 27.
This is a heck of a drive. We were just talking touchdown by Merritt Island. How are you going to come out? And I don't knock on wood. Every play's been positive so far in this drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, they got down here last time, but they had a couple of penalties that negated plays. So, again, Melbourne's got to kind of make sure that they got to play a clean football game against a good football team.
That looked like a false start to me. I think he had everybody moving on that one.
And they did. And as I just said, they got to play a clean game as they get into this area of the field. So now it's 3rd down and 1, gets backed up to 3rd down and 6, all the way back to the 32.
Yeah, you can see everybody moving there. Nobody really got set, and everybody started to move. Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network, it's a youth football doubleheader. It is Satellite hosting Astronaut tomorrow all day right here on BSN. And I'll be at Stradley Park where Coco will host Treasure Coast. 3rd down and 6.
Gail Connor, the receiver inside the slot, got a big first down on the previous drive. Will Rhino looking to the sideline for a play call as Jefferson now moves out in motion. As the clock will go to zeros, and that is it. And we will end the first quarter with the Mustangs with the lead over the Bulldogs in Game of the Year Part 1, 7-0 Merritt Island over Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Lindback with Compass, your East Coast real estate expert.
There you see that unbelievable selection of food at Hell and Blazes in 2025 and 2026. Named Florida's best medium-sized brewery in both of those years, featuring 17 taps with multiple gold medal winners. As we get set to start the second quarter, I will fix the quarter camera. Here to tell you about it, Anthony Knockreiner.
Will Reinhold will get ready for this third down play. Ball needs to get to the 26 for a first down. Reinhold in the shotgun, chest high snap. Looks to throw, looking deep. He's got a man, and that one's too far out in front. And that was intended for Howard DeWitt. And I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs had a play there, but it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Yeah, and just a drive killer there. And that I stopped it too soon, but yeah, he was open there, and he was 3 steps open there. Knock, you gotta hit him. Yeah, absolutely. That's just and listen, I love Will, I do, but you gotta make that play.
Yeah, that's a tough one. There is again, he had him in the end zone, walking in, had him beating coverage. Fourth down and 7. Ball still needs to get to the Merritt Island 26.
Pick up the first down. Don't worry about the end zone.
Schaefer coming off the blitz, off the side. And he's looking, and that one's going to be incomplete. That one also intended for Howard DeWitt. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Melbourne Bulldogs, with 2 promising drives, come away with no points.
Well, and here's the thing. Merritt Island's going to make you pay, Knock. We both know it. And what can happen now if you're Melbourne is you cannot allow Kevin Verpail and Deshaun Thomas to go down the field on you here, because if you do, 14-0's going to be hard to come back from with your backup quarterback having accuracy issues.
Hey, just wanted to say real quick, you guys do a great job. Best play-by-play guys in the business here on the Space Coast.
Thank you, buddy.
And, I want to say to everyone watching, listening to this, good luck on a new football season. It's back, guys.
I know,
I'm excited.
Man. Yeah, we're going to have some fun this year. I hope the 3 of us can collaborate on some stuff this year and have some fun.
And good luck to all the local area football players.
Yeah.
First down and 10 now for the Mustangs as we got whistles, and it looks like maybe a timeout. Yeah, it looks like a timeout, Merritt Island. Or no, penalty, I'm sorry.
So I was going to say, I'm not sure what the timeout would be for. But that's the second straight drive, Merritt Island. You leaving?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Watch the weather.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Well, that's the end of the Mark Moses show.
First down and 15 for Pale, looking to throw over the middle. That one intended for Chappell, and it'll fall incomplete.
Sorry about that. I'm a little late on that camera there. I'm just packing his microphone up. In case the weather does move in, then it's less for me to pack up there. Set that down there on your end.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we've been fortunate so far.
But this is the trouble with this time of year. We face it every single year. It happens all the time.
No sense in complaining.
Yeah, it's part of life here on the Space Coast. Right now, second down and 15. For Pale in the shotgun, Thomas, the up back. Look for Chappell, sidecar right of Verpail. Verpail going to run it this time, looking for some running room. Runs into the arms of a Melbourne defender, still on his feet, but is brought down. Looked like he was brought down by T.J. Ross, the defensive end, very athletic defensive end.
Sophomore, too, man. That kid, I'm going to tell you what, T.J. Ross, one of those guys. I wrote in the preview today that Deshaun Thomas, to me, out of all the guys on this field right now, Deshaun Thomas is the guy I believe has legitimate Sunday opportunity.
Fair enough.
I do. And I also believe, and I don't want to say that of a sophomore because that's a lot, but if T.J. Ross continues to develop, he could produce that potential as well.
And the Merritt Island Mustangs are going to be called for a false start as a little bit of miscommunication there, and it's going to back up the Mustangs even more.
I just love the way Deshaun Thomas plays the game. Listen, it's not often your tight end is going to be second or third on your team in receiving, tied for the lead in touchdowns, going to make some plays at linebacker in your secondary. And, oh, by the way, leads the team in pancake blocks last year, too, with 31. That's a heck of that's just a heck of a player.
Yeah, as a fan, you love to see a tight end with all those tools. 3rd down and 15. Ball needs to get to the 42 of Merritt Island for a first down. Verpail looking deep, trying to drop it in the bucket. He does, and that is caught by Keith Hamilton, the senior wide receiver, and he makes a big play, and it's deep into Melbourne territory.
Yeah, you cannot. That's the difference between a veteran and a young quarterback. You cannot give Kevin Verpail, A, that much time, and B, if you got a receiver that's going to get a step or two on a defender, Verpail's going to drop it in a bucket knock.
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful pitch and catch there between Verpail and Hamilton there, as now we see 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs deep into Melbourne territory. As right now this defense has got to find a way to get a stop, get a turnover. You don't want to go down 14-0 to this offense.
No, and there is a weather delay coming.
Verpail hands off this one to Chappell. Chappell eludes a couple defenders. He gets across the 30 before he's wrapped up at the 28.
Zay Chappell has had quite a start for head coach Tyler Murray and the Mustangs. Last week against his former team, he had a couple of touchdowns in that one. The first 2 times he touched the ball against the Cypress Bay team, he scampered a 50-yarder and a 16-yarder. He had 66 carries in his first 2 touches in a Merritt Island uniform.
That's impressive, and we saw a lot of promising things from Chappell last year as well.
Yeah, that's when we were broadcasting Cocoa.
Yeah, that's true. 2nd down and 6. Verpail hands off once again, and that's going to be a loss as he's knocked all the way back to the 33-yard line. 30. Nope, they're going to call him all the way back in the 35.
So, here they are.
3rd down again.
And playing behind the sticks again. But it's 4-down territory. And I'm going to tell you right now, this ball spotted at the 35, 45, 52. You're in Liam Miller territory.
I love that when you got a special weapon like that. 3rd down and 13. Ball needs to get to the 23 for a first down. Verpail is going to be sacked, and I believe that's got to be a penalty as well, does it not?
I don't know how that is not. He's in the pocket. That's got to be intentional grounding. I have no idea. He does not get outside the tackles. There's no receiver in the area. That is a horrible no call.
That's got to be intentional grounding.
No call.
Nope, they're not going to call it. So 4th down. That's it. All right.
That's a terrible no call.
Merritt Island getting away with one. They're going to. So you're not even okay. You're not going to call the intentional grounding, and you're not going to give the sack. You're going to say that's incomplete. Right there. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I love Joe, but he didn't get that one. I don't know. Maybe he feels like Verpail. Well, you know what? Here's the other thing too. There is no tackle box in high school football, so I don't even know what I'm saying. There is no tackle box. Intentional grounding is intentional grounding.
Miller's going to pooch this one and try and corner kick it. And
look at that kick, man.
It does, and that's going to be down at the 2-yard line.
That is Liam Miller all day long. Watch Liam walk off the field. He knows what he just did. His defender almost killed him, but he knows what he just did. That's why he is the reigning BSN Special Teams Player of the Year.
So right now the Bulldogs defense able to get a stop. But now their offense facing 98 yards to go.
Look, right now, I'm going to tell you, I run a play action, a bunch formation play action. I look for Silas Walters across the middle, right here.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it use a tight end.
Right here.
Going to be a handoff to Jefferson. Tests the outside. He gets outside. Can he take it to the house? Across the 30. Makes one man miss, and he's knocked out of bounds. Inside the 40. He'll be knocked out at about the 38-yard line. And we got a penalty flag that flies late.
Yeah, here we go. What is the call? Sideline warning against Melbourne. I mean, I guess they just have a need to throw flags. I mean, I don't.
So this time it won't hurt the Bulldogs, but what a way to get out of the shadow of your own end zone as they're at the 38.
Man, we've had some really good officiated games, too.
Yeah.
We really have.
First down and 10 now for this offense as the Bulldogs, again, they've been able to churn the ground game here, pick up big plays. They've been able to run for some decent gains. But, again, third drive here, they got to put this ball in the end zone, get some points. Reinhold hands off to Jefferson again. Jefferson trying to squeeze his way through, does.
Well, Jefferson made something out of nothing there because, first of all, the handoff wasn't clean. You saw that. I mean, when you see more ball than you do arm, that's not a clean handoff, and that's what we got there. And Jefferson was able to manufacture 5 yards out of it. That's the beauty of T-Smoke.
Yes. Gain of 41 yards in 2 plays for T-Smoke here on these first 2 plays of this drive.
He's already over 100, isn't he?
It's got to be close. He's got to be at least 70-plus, if not, like you said, 100.
8:06 to go in the half.
Reinhold will hand off to Jefferson once again, test the outside, trying to make a man miss, and he'll gain a couple more yards as he'll get to the 46 of Melbourne.
You're going to need Reinhold to make a play or two.
Well, get him moving. That was the key to the completion they had back on that first drive.
Yeah.
They got him rolling, and I know it stinks because you're taking away half the field if you roll right or left. But I think you got to kind of move this pocket and allow him some visibility to see.
There's an opportunity here because your strong side, his hand side.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to roll him here. So that's a good observation.
Third down and 2 now. Ball needs to get to the 48 for a
Offsides,
first down.
they got him.
And Schaefer. I don't know if that's Schaefer. That may not be Schaefer.
That's offsides, though.
That is offsides on Merritt Island. And that is a guilty outside linebacker for the Mustangs. And that'll create a first down.
All right. 7:17 and running. I don't know how. I have no idea. I'm watching this lightning behind me. I have no idea that horn is not going off.
We'll see. We'll see if we make it to halftime.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure we were going to get to this far, but we have.
Yeah.
First down and 10 now for the Bulldogs as we see Reinhold in the shotgun. Walters, the up back. Calls for Walters in motion. Jefferson gets the handoff, trying to elude a bunch of defenders. This is Merritt Island's defensive line and linebackers there on the blitz. Leading the charge was Drew Sarver.
That's a great job by Merritt Island. You'll see this here, the replay on your screen. The penetration is immediate, and it's all, you look at them right there, 2 defenders waiting for the back.
Right now, Merritt Island bringing extra pressure on these runs as we see second down and 11. Again, you look at this defense here for Merritt Island. Mari Hamilton, Khalil Hobbs, Torrey Love, Nathan Schaefer.
I want to thank Gillen and Limback, Brevard's injury attorneys.
Reinhold, 3-step drop, looking to go deep, looking for a man. That's Hall, and that one's too far out in front, and it'll be incomplete, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, he wasn't open. That was step-for-step coverage. William Boulay did a terrific job there of just keeping his man, right next to him and locked him down. So this is the official timeout for the water break. We'll step aside here on, you know what? No, I'm going to get this Helen Blazes read right. That's what I'm going to do here. So let's do this. I'm going to do it right now. Tonight, yes, go to Helen Blazes Brewing Company in historic downtown Melbourne, serving up some of the Sunshine State's best brews and bites. This weekend, tonight, the Sheepdogs take the stage with high-energy rock that'll have you rocking the night away. Helen Blazes Brewing, where old Florida charm meets great craft brew and unforgettable live music. There you go. I nailed it that time. And what about Culver's? How about Culver's? We were talking about Culver's before, right? And I tell you what, I'm one of those guys where, I'm a seafood guy, right? I see food, I eat it.
Uh-huh.
And so if you look on your screen, that's the kind of thing that would entice me. In the middle there, tomorrow, your flavor of the day is Andy's Mint Avalanche. Man, that looks good. All right, Knock, here we go. Big down.
Third down and 11 here for the Bulldogs as We'll see. They got to get to the 39 for a first down. Reinhold, three-step drop. Got time, throws it. That one's incomplete into some double coverage. Fans want a penalty, not going to get it. Excellent coverage by Elijah Floyd, along with Jonas Walters, the linebacker. The punt team comes out.
Well, I don't know if the fans are upset with the fact that they wanted a flag or the fact that number 11 for Melbourne, and that is who is number 11, Knock?
E.J. McLean.
E.J. McLean was standing wide open in the middle of the field, and unfortunately Will just missed him. So now it's fourth down. I didn't realize I left the third down marker on the screen for half the broadcast.
Salini is back deep to punt. Had one punt last week for 47 yards. See if he can do what Liam Miller did and put this one inside the 20. He will, as that's going to be stopped at about the 16-yard line. They're calling it the 17. All right.
5:42 remaining in the half, and the Lightning, it is a flying. I can tell you that. I don't know where you live in Brevard County, but it is up.
I know our colleagues over at Holy Trinity right now, I know they're in a weather delay, and it's been a long one.
I can already tell you this. Unfortunately, we are only afforded a 1-hour weather delay before we are forced to cancel our post-game shows. That's just the way it goes, man.
Yeah. First down and 10 now, as we'll see Merritt Island throw the quick screen. That comes up the near sideline, still on his feet, trying to get out of bounds. Now breaking free as he's tackled there. The tackle made by Kamari Jennings, and not after a big gain by the Mustangs offense.
Great blocking by his receivers down the field, Knock. And there's this old expression in football for wide receivers, no block, no rock, and he got plenty of blocking that time.
Yeah, he did. As the Mustangs now move the ball, again, Kevin Verpail, I think maybe 2 incompletions so far tonight.
Oh, Verpail he's just fun to watch.
4-star quarterback commit. See a little bit of man right now from the Bulldogs as Chappell gets the handoff, and he's able to elude 2 defenders as he's finally brought down by his jersey there. Nice job. I believe that was T.J. Ross who held on to him to keep him from trying to get more.
Yeah, watching the play again here on the screen, Knock. He follows his block nicely, but Melbourne just covers it. That was a good play by both sides. Chappell, that was Chappell, right?
Yeah, Chappell.
Chappell just continued to move his legs, and Melbourne continued to pursue.
We'll see second down and about 6 now for this Merritt Island offense. Trips to the top of your screen. Chappell in the pistol with Verpail. Again, seeing a man look here at the bottom of your screen. Verpail play action. Throws quickly. That one's going to be caught. It'll be a first down and more for the Mustangs offense, as that was caught by Tim Sedaros as he gains a couple of extra yards, and he'll get to the 42.
His brother, man, is one of the fastest athletes I've ever seen in Brevard County. One, let me say this, was robbed of a 200 state championship by the FHSA. Hey, look at this run by Chappell.
Chappell gets a nice chunk there. Great job chasing it down is Richardson. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Camarion Johnson. Johnson there to make the touchdown-saving tackle as we see second down and 5. Merritt Island quickly to the line.
Called him for a lane violation, which, Maggie Davis, the athletic director of Viera at the time, protested it to no avail.
Verpail handoff again to Chappell. Chappell tests that right side, tripped up. And a gain of a couple will bring up third down and a couple as the ball gets to the 34.
3:53 and the clock is stopped. But there's a flag on the field, on the far side of the field. It's coming back. Didn't see the call. I'm not sure what the call was.
He did. He had the hand over the chest motion for the penalty. I don't remember what that one was. Probably a legal formation.
Illegal formation, yeah.
So second down and 10, ball backed up now at the 43.
Oh, wow.
And we got another flag as we're going to see Hamilton run all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, but we do have a flag.
Check the flag as you watch the replay here as they celebrate. And let's see what the call is. And there you see him running into the end zone as the referee. I think it's coming back, Knock. Legal shift.
Yep, illegal shift on Merritt Island.
So that will negate a touchdown by the Mustangs, and hopefully the defensive back learned a lesson on that one, because you can take a chance.
And then there's
blowing what just happened. And he took the chance, and Verpail's going to dot the I and cross the T on you when you do that, and he did it again.
So 2nd down and 15 now for the Mustangs after a penalty. Negates a touchdown there. A break for the Bulldogs.
He just walked
3:37.
He just walked up 15 flights of stairs to cross right in front of us. Here we go.
Verpail looking deep. He's got a man again, and that one's another catch made, and I believe that's Hamilton once again with a nice just over-the-shoulder catch.
That's a beautiful pitch and catch right there. They went right back to it, and that's double coverage basically he threw into. That's a great catch there, and now the Mustangs are cooking with gas inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Melbourne's not getting any pressure on Verpail. Verpail's got all time in the world right now to just throw and throw comfortably, as this is a swing pass out to Chappell at the 5, and he'll be brought down at the 1. And no, they're going to call it a touchdown for Chappell.
Yeah, that's just a great play right there by Chappell. The nose for the end zone there. You're going to see it. Here he comes. And now Melbourne's got some – they're just going to have to execute. They're going to have to finish drives. They're driving the ball. They're going to have to finish one here with 3:22 to play in the second. But another great drive by Merritt Island on that one.
Yeah, they started at their own 17-yard line,
yeah.
And they've run 6 plays. I know we had a bunch of plays because of penalties.
Right.
But essentially 6 plays in total, and the Merritt Island Mustangs drive down the field and get the score. Verpail to hold. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is on the way, and Liam Miller, automatic. 14-0. Merritt Island leads the Bulldogs.
My nickname for him is Legatron. Liam Legatron Miller. I'm going to tell you what, kid's a heck of a baseball player, too. Batted .468 last year. Plays a great third base.
I feel like that's always the case with Merritt Island. Like, their kicker's always good, not only at kicking, but also very good at another sport.
Oh, and he's great at soccer, too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I laughed at him when Liam said, Alan, can I do some broadcasting? I said, Liam, you play baseball 24/7. You're a kicker. You play soccer. Like, exactly when do you have the time to broadcast, son? And he showed up at Merritt Island's first volleyball game. He's going to do a volleyball match with me this week. God bless him.
That's awesome. Love the initiative. 3:22 to go here. 6 plays in a march of 83 yards. Yeah, 83 yards. 6 plays, 83 yards, and a 12-yard touchdown pass from Kevin Verpail to Zay Chappell. And the Mustangs now lead 14-0. Again, you look at the Melbourne Bulldogs. Turnover on downs on the Merritt Island 24. Turnover on downs on the Merritt Island 32. And a punt at midfield. Miller will kick this one away, and I doubt that it'll be returnable. It will not. And the Bulldogs will get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20.
If they can't get something going with Ryan Holt, and I know Panucci and Billy Palmer and the offensive coaching staff won't consider this, but if they got a package that's a Wildcat with T-Smoke and maybe Camarion Johnson, who's a heck of a running back himself.
You got DeWitt, too.
DeWitt. Maybe there's something there that you can do to start creating confusion, because you can run on these guys. They've shown that.
Well, they got 6 guys lined up at the 25-yard line right now. 1 guy back at the 30 as Jefferson's going to test the edges. Andrew Coleman out there. Jefferson able to make him miss. He'll pick up a couple of yards, about 8 yards to about the 28.
Jefferson.
Check that. Where are they calling that? All right, they're calling that at the 25.
Jefferson needs
26, okay,
to break one of his patented 70-yard touchdowns we've seen him, 60-yard touchdowns we've seen him do. But that's asking a lot constantly asking, and I know Coach Panucci knows that. And look, I talked to Jeff before the game, and he knew the task would be tall, missing Dean and CJ, but he's got all the faith in the world in Will, and we still have 2:45 to play in the second quarter.
Second down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. Reinold will hand off to Jefferson. Jefferson trying to squeeze through once again. Tackled by a bunch of guys. Drew Sarver leading the charge for the Mustangs.
Go ahead.
As I say, it just brings up third down. Ball gets to the 29.
To Jeff's credit, the one thing he told me, he's like, listen, I got a good feeling about this tonight, but if we do not come away with this victory tonight, do not make excuses for me in your recap. You understand me?
Yep.
Do not make excuses. He was emphatic about it, and I like that.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think that what Melbourne's got going on here, they got a great talent here again. So we'll see. But this is a big test. These are the types of games, if Melbourne wants to ascend, this is the type of game they've got to win here. Again, they haven't beaten Merritt Island since 2022, and beating Merritt Island's a tall order around here at Melbourne, as we will see a tackle by Elijah Floyd, and it'll be close to see if it's going to be enough for a first down. Ball's spotted at the 29, might be close to the 30. We'll see.
I think you got to punt this.
They're going to call it the 29.5-yard line. And Merritt Island's going to take a timeout with 1:30 to go here in the second quarter as the Pride of Mel High marching band gets ready to perform here tonight.
By the way, I just want to tell everybody that halftime show, which you will see because we want to make sure you do, the band works just as hard, is presented by Gamers Are Us, my man Seth Gibson. Seth is also a big sponsor for our youth football, and the halftime show coming up in 89 seconds here on Brevard Sports Network will unplug, and you'll hear them right here on BSN. You'll hear and see them on BSN. How we doing, bud?
Well, right now we seem to be the only game going because Heritage and Merritt, or Heritage and O'Galley are still in a weather delay. They think they just got players out like 20 minutes ago.
Anybody watching us?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people watching.
Okay, good. Well, welcome. Once again, we are introducing our replay technology tonight, and I hope it's working out for everybody. I hope I'm not overusing it, but I am like a kid with a new toy.
As Melbourne goes for the fourth down, we'll see if they get it. I don't know if they did.
I don't think they did, Knock. I mean, Merritt Island certainly seems to think that they did. So
they need to get to the 30. We'll see where the spot's at. Spot's been a little questionable tonight, to be honest, but we'll see where they put it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to get it. I think Merritt Island's going to take over deep in Melbourne territory. And they are.
What were you showing me?
And
it is denied, and that's a great – and listen, that's the test the Mustangs defense wanted to prove tonight, that they could stop the run. That's nothing bigger than that with 1:24 to go.
Again, Melbourne's got to get Merritt Island out of that 10-box look before they can really start moving the football, as we'll see a man in motion as Verpail's all alone. Pressure coming. Verpail looks inside for Deshaun Thomas. And Thomas with a one-hand grab.
My goodness gracious. That was absolutely
And we
gorgeous.
got a penalty flag.
Yeah, we do, but we're still going to look at that one-handed catch again. What's the penalty? Look at that grab. Look at that grab, man. Watch it again. It's going to come back. That's the second touchdown. And the second time that it's happened with illegal motion, Knock.
Yeah, they're struggling with that. And I'm not entirely sure who was the guilty party on that illegal motion. But, yeah, Merritt Island's having trouble with that as they try to run these plays. So first down and 15, as it's backed up to the 35 now. So right now, Verpail in the shotgun. Chest high snap. Play action. Verpail looking to go over the middle for Sederos. And that one is going to be incomplete. Great coverage there. That was DJ Scott making a play as Sedaros was the intended wide receiver.
I believe the Rockledge transfer, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, sir.
with the play there. And that's a big play because that brings up 2nd and 15 with 1:13 to go. I mean, listen, and that's the beauty of Liam Miller, and I know I'm probably overdoing it on Liam, but you're in his territory.
Yeah, you can take that chance with him right now.
Yeah.
And you like as well, right now the wind has died down a little bit. So 2nd down and 15 right now for Merritt Island. Again, 1:13 to play before halftime. Verpail all alone. Throws quickly. That one is going to be caught and tackled quickly. Catch made there by Junior Simons.
I believe Merritt Island only has one timeout left. 101. And I think here you just have to try to shoot for the end zone. And if you don't get there, it's Liam Miller time. It's Miller time.
45 seconds to go here as Merritt Island's got 5 wide receivers. Verpail, flag flies, and that's going to be caught, and it'll be complete at the 15, but we'll see the flag.
That is another illegal shift by Merritt Island. False start they're going to call, but that's the 3rd time the Mustangs have been charged with a pre-snap, a motion, or shifting penalty on a play inside the red zone. And that's going to move them out of the Cape Coast volleyball red zone here.
Well, I mean, it's not been a clean game from either team tonight.
No, it hasn't.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we've got 50 yards of penalties between the two teams tonight so far. So, again, not a clean game from either squad right now, but Merritt Island's been able to put points on the board. Again, you look at what Melbourne's done tonight. Again, 4 drives, all turnovers on down.
And that's without the intentional grounding.
Exactly.
I'm just.
3rd down and 15 here. Again, this defensive line for the Bulldogs got to find some pressure on Kevin Verpail. Again, if you let Verpail just stand back there all day long, he will dice you up and he will find an open wide receiver.
Verpail, if you let Kevin Verpail stand back there, he'll dice up these. Well, anybody can dice up the Steelers. He'll dice up the Ravens.
Yeah. 3rd down and 15 here.
I had to get that dig into it.
Verpail, chest high snap. Throws that one intended for a Merritt Island receiver, that being Elijah Mitchell, the sophomore. That one falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down and 15.
That's a great – I'll tell you what, to have that much faith in a sophomore to be able to cover like that. But I tell you what, Elijah Mitchell comes from a family that knows how to play football, the Mitchell family. And you remember Jalen?
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah.
So we're going to get a timeout here with 16 seconds. This has got to be when it's time to relax. 1 foot is clear. It's Miller time.
Yeah, there he is. He's lining up here. I mean, as I say, I don't think you take a shot here, do you? I know it's 16 seconds left before halftime. Melbourne hasn't shown the ability to really go.
Well, the ball's at the 34. So that's 44 and 6 is 50. This is 51 yards. Can he? I mean, listen, Mason Denenberg, we saw go back-to-back 50-yarders in back-to-back weeks for Merritt Island back in the day. But
say 45 was his longest last year.
Verpail is coming back on here, so maybe they don't like the opportunity here.
The wind's kind of moving now from east to west, so maybe not chance it. But 4th down and 15. Ball needs to get to the 20 for a 1st down for the Mustangs. No timeouts. Verpail, play action. We got whistles.
Of course we do.
And timeout by Melbourne.
Great timeout by Melbourne. Great timeout. Take a look. Let them get close to snapping. Scream timeout. I mean, they literally started into their route before. So Melbourne got a real good look at that.
Well, right now, Melbourne also, we got to remember what started this drive. Deshaun Thomas with a one-hand grab into the end zone. but an illegal shift penalty negates that. Merritt Island could have 7 on the board right now. If you walk out of here with 14 ticks left before halftime and it's only 14-0, I know Coach Tyler Murray's not going to like that, considering the fact they could be up 21-0 right now.
Or if they kick the field goal, 17.
Yeah, that too. They're leaving points on the board however they want to play this.
I'm sure Liam is probably said, Coach, with the way the crosswind is right now, probably got a better shot at picking up 4th and 15 here. Look, this is the play that they've been working on every day since August 28th.
Yeah. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Mitchell, the sophomore receiver, at the bottom of your screen. Sederos in the slot. Chappell in the backfield with Verpale. Thomas in at tight end. 4th down and 15. Verpale trying. He's going to elude pressure. He's got plenty of time. Still looking to throw. He throws it up, and it's going to be knocked down by the Melbourne defense with 8 ticks to go here before halftime.
That's great disciplined football by the Melbourne Bulldogs. Just to knock it down, not try to go for the interception. You start doing things in the end zone like that, and the next thing you know, just ask the Washington Commanders from a couple of years ago against the Bears. The ball slips through, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Melbourne's defense needs stops. Don't want to give up anything big there. As we see 1st down and 10 now for the Melbourne Bulldogs.
Take a knee and go to the dressing room.
Yeah, I was about to say that probably is the play here.
Do we have a different quarterback in there?
No, I don't think so. I think we're just going to knee it down, and that's what we're going to do here. And we will go to halftime. The Merritt Island Mustangs leading the Melbourne Bulldogs 14-0.
This was the score last year at halftime the other way.
Yeah. My question is like I said, it's just Merritt Island's got 10 guys in the box. They got 6 guys lined up 5 yards behind the defensive line. That's it. So Melbourne's offense has got to come up with something to try and get that many guys out of the box.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. So while we wait for the Melbourne Band, the halftime show brought to you by Gamers R Us, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you about some of our terrific sponsors. And, of course, Natwick Insurance. Eric Natwick has been a staple with Brevard Sports Network since the day we began, and we can't thank Eric enough. We also want to thank Cape Coast Volleyball. Cape Coast Volleyball Club develops more than great volleyball players. It develops confident athletes and strong young people through athlete-centered coaching. Cape Coast teaches teamwork, leadership, responsibility, resilience, and sportsmanship in a positive, competitive environment. For more information about Cape Coast Volleyball, log on to capecoastvolleyball.com. And I'll tell you what, you cannot talk about the history of volleyball in Brevard County without talking about Connie Dennenberg. If you were going to do a Mount Rushmore for volleyball in Merritt Island, Connie Dennenberg would absolutely, unequivocally be on that Mount Rushmore. I'd like to thank Gillen, and Lindback. If you've been injured, experience matters at Gillen, and Lindback. You work directly with your attorney, and that's important, with. Not a call center or case manager. Eric Gillen and Chris Lindback bring more than 48 years of combined Brevard County legal experience and prepare every case as if it's going to trial. The firm has recovered millions for injury victims, and if you don't win, you know the saying, you don't pay. 321-729-1444 or visit BrevardInjuryLaw.com. We want to thank one of our newest sponsors, who is our sponsor for the Legacy Sports Construction Athlete of the Week, and our first ever Legacy Sports Construction Athlete of the Week this week was T-Smoke Tyrese Jefferson. And, man, we really had some outstanding nominations this week, so please continue to send your nominations in to bsnaotw@gmail.com. That's bsnaotw@gmail.com. But Legacy Sports Construction, building a championship caliber athletic facility starts with a team that understands sports. Patrick and Stacy Ross and the professionals at Legacy Sports Construction provide turnkey sports construction specializing in synthetic turf. From turf fields and running tracks to pickleball courts and complete athletic facilities, they deliver safe, Surfaces, outstanding service and exceptional value, backed by a lifetime workmanship guarantee. Former coaches, athletic administrators, and military veterans, the Legacy team knows what it means to serve. Call Patrick today at 321-522-9027 or visit www.lssurfacing.com. Is the Melbourne Bulldogs band. And don't forget to vote for that Legacy Sports Construction Athlete of the Week. Voting closes Sunday at 6 p.m. What do we got score-wise out of town?
We got nothing right now as far as I can tell. Looks like everybody is in a delay. I haven't seen any scores just yet. Trying to look now. Again, all I know is Titusville was up over Holy Trinity 7-0, but they're still in a weather delay. Yeah. I think O'Galley and Heritage were maybe just getting underway.
Okay.
So.
And there's the boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild. You can sit all week. Now, this week was a little different. We had some thunderstorms in the evening this week.
I was going to say Melbourne got hammered, I think, Wednesday with a pretty nasty storm.
Yeah, no, it was.
To say Babcock Street, I think, was under a little water.
Yeah, that's always wild when that happens. When I used to cover storms and chase hurricanes for Space Coast Daily. How you doing, buddy? That was one of the things that. Let me borrow that headset for a second. So we just went through the read with Legacy Sports Construction, and lo and behold, popping up in the stands, Mr. Patrick Ross of Legacy Sports Construction. First of all, Patrick, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. How you doing, my friend?
Great. I'm great, Alan. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
So tell us about Legacy Sports Construction.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm here for a football game.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
What a game. You got two great teams here, both well coached. I really have been wanting to watch this quarterback play for a little while now after kind of following Brevard County quite a bit. So I wanted to watch this. I wanted to watch the quarterback from Merritt Island, and I wanted to watch T-Smoke here at Melbourne
Absolutely.
tonight. So this has been fun. The weather's held out, so that's been outstanding.
Yeah.
But no, Legacy it's our sports construction company. So we do athletic fields, we do parks, we build courts, baseball, basketball, football fields, anything sports construction, we do it. This kind of came to fruition several years ago. I was a college football coach for 20 years and got into this business to kind of help coach my son through high school.
Absolutely.
As a college head coach, you can't coach high school, so I left that, started coaching my son in high school, watched him go through that process here in Brevard County. And then, our construction company's just grown quite a bit. So, and more importantly, I want to give back to the community.
Yeah.
I love Brevard football. I really do.
Yes.
I love Brevard County football players.
You were always a tremendous fan of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No question. And so, through my coaching career, I'm sure we're going to, talk more about Legacy some other time, but, as a college football coach, I spent a lot of time on sidelines watching players play. And one thing, when I got to Brevard and watched these high school kids play, the word I use for them is tough, man. We just got a lot of tough kids here in Brevard County.
Absolutely.
I love to create opportunities for them, so I still am what you call a general manager for Graceville University up in Lamona, Iowa. So I'm still doing some recruiting for them while I'm here in Brevard. And we've got half a dozen kids playing in Lamona, Iowa right now from Brevard County right now.
You took quite a few up there when you were coaching.
Yeah, and we're continuing that. So we had 4 kids from EG sign this year up at Graceland. So
that's awesome.
It's really cool.
How is former Brevard Sports Network most valuable player Cade Ross doing?
He is doing outstanding, Alan. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
So he had a really good college career playing quarterback, and then, more importantly, he started a family. He's got a beautiful.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, he's
Congratulations.
got a beautiful family, a couple of kids. So actually, he's down here. He lives in Dalton, Georgia now. So he's up in Dalton, Georgia. And so it's a long story, and I look forward to talking about it throughout the season. But, he started making synthetic turf. So this turf they're playing on today that Melbourne's playing on, this is an AstroTurf field, I think. But
right.
He's in Dalton, Georgia right now. We have our manufacturing company up there, so he makes turf every day for athletic fields, for landscape. but he's doing really great. And he's here this weekend down in Melbourne for his son's 2-year-old birthday party, which we're hosting. So
That's
excited about
awesome.
That.
Well,
Yep.
please tell him and Stacy and your daughter, and I mean, just hello from all of us here at Brevard Sports Network. It was all, you and I called one of the best high school football games to ever be played in this county.
That was incredible. That was so much fun.
It was Coco against Vieira. It was DJ Arroyo. Who was you remember who the quarterback at, who was the quarterback?
It was the athletic kid. He's a really good player.
Yeah, he transferred to Rockledge.
Man.
I can't remember his
I'm
name.
losing my mind. I actually tried to get him to Iowa with us. He's a very good player.
He was so athletic. Matter of fact, he's one of only 3 quarterbacks in the state of Florida to ever compile like 1,500 rushing yards and 1,500 passing yards. He's up there with Tebow with that.
Wow.
But it was a 49-48 type of a game that we called. And actually, Vieira won that game. And so, remember all the criticism that came down on Ryan Snyder because of that?
Yeah.
And the guy goes on for 8 years to win 3 state championships. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I want to do another one.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got you slated for MCC.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I want to do MCC, and I'd like to do an EG game, too.
Well, we definitely got to get you in for O'Galley. Absolutely have to get you in for O'Galley. I don't think a lot of people know you were on the staff at O'Galley for a while.
Yeah, I helped Chris there for a couple of years. We had a great time. They got a really good staff. I love those guys. They work really hard, so I'd love to get out there and support them. And it's crazy. I went to an MCC game last week. I'm going to try to hit every school in the county this year and just take a look at them because the coaches are so good. You know, I'm really excited to see Melbourne back in the mix here with the success. They're going to be great this year.
Yes,
Merritt Island's had a couple really good years, but I'm really excited to watch Melbourne continue to grow under Coach Panucci there and do good things.
Well, we are grateful to you guys at Legacy Sports Construction. Again, I just had the information on the screen there as we were doing it. Make sure to vote at bsnaotw@gmail.com. Again, the voting will close each week on Sundays at 6. And this week's winner, Mr. Tyrese T. Smoke Jefferson.
Wow.
And we had a lot of great nominees this week, but it was tough to pass on 314 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
No question. There was a lot of good performances this week, but that kid is special. Holy cow.
Yep.
He's a great player. Merritt did a good job tonight keeping him under wraps as well as you can. But he's always one step away from 50, 60, 70-yard runs. He's so fast.
Yeah.
He sees the field really well. He must be strong in the hips. I haven't met him personally yet.
Yeah.
But the way he runs through tackles, he can change direction. He's going to have – these Melbourne fans are lucky to have him and get to watch him play for the next couple of years.
No doubt about it. Well, we're going to step aside here, and I tell you what we're doing. We're not going to – they're done. So we're going to step aside. We'll be right back here on the Brevard Sports Network with the second half. back. All right, my apologies to the Melbourne band, but the good news is this. We have 5 other Melbourne games we're doing this year, okay?
Love it.
So we're doing 5 other Melbourne games, so we'll see plenty of the band this year. Mr. Patrick wanted to drop off the first gift certificate, and you know what? I'll tell you how great of a guy Patrick is. It's not 25, it's 35.
That's awesome.
That's Patrick and Stacy.
That's really, really
That's
cool.
who they are.
That's awesome.
They're
man.
great people, and it's going to be it's a great partnership. And so, yeah. So what were you saying about scores?
So we got a couple scores, a couple of delays as well. As far as I can find, I haven't really seen anybody. A lot of people might still be in a weather delay. I'm not entirely sure. But as far as I can tell, Bayside's up over Palm Bay 22-12 at halftime. That's the latest I saw on that. Rockledge and Spruce Creek have rescheduled for Monday, so they will not play tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Monday Night Football is always a good thing. Look, it was really, really, really coming down.
North of us.
Yeah, it sure was. I don't even know how. If Titusville were playing in Titusville tonight, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, so we do have an update. Looks like we have resumed action back in or over at Holy Trinity right now. The Terriers up 14-0.
And I want to thank, thank Patrick Ross for joining me. And Helen Blazes. There we go. Great to have Helen Blazes aboard.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Captain Todd, the brewmaster over there. Does an award-winning job. Done a lot of really, really great things over there.
What's the hardest thing about that? I mean, I know you used to do it, but what's the hardest thing about that?
It's the brew days. That's a long process. That is not a short turnaround or anything like that. I mean, you're talking about, temperatures. You're talking about water chemistry, all those types of things. And he is phenomenal. Let's put it this way. He knows more than I could probably ever know about how to make wonderful and great craft brews, and he just does a tremendous job. He's so talented at it, and so like I said, they got a great one over there over at Helen Blazes, and again, great staff, great kitchen as well. I had their blackened chicken fettuccine this past weekend. It was delicious.
Oh, man.
Pooch kick from the Melbourne Bulldogs. This will be returnable, and he goes right out of bounds, and it'll be about the 21. Nope, they're going to call it the 20-yard line.
Well, here we go here on Brevard Sports Network, and 1st and 10.
So, obviously, Melbourne has to come away with a stop here. I'm very curious to see what they decide to do here because, again, Kevin Verpail, too much time to sit back in that pocket and throw the football.
I'd almost say, for some momentum here, 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and out. Again, just don't let Merritt Island cross the 50.
Yeah, you got to shut them down here because if you don't and they score, I got to think Melbourne right now just doesn't have the passing game to get back in this. You can't,
And Zay Chappell breaks free across the 40, midfield. And he's got one man to beat. That's DeWitt, and he does. And that'll be inside the 25, and a flag flies. It's going to extend that play as well.
Yeah, that's going to add 15 yards to that, and that's going to be inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. You're going to watch the play develop right here on the screen. Chappell, he reads his blocks beautifully, and then it's just a foot race knock down the left sideline, and he's going to grab him by the back of the neck. It's a horse collar, and Chappell, who has gotten his Merritt Island career off to a stellar start, continues that with a big run there.
So right now, Merritt Island at about the 12 of Melbourne.
Well, they're definitely in the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone.
As we're going to see Elijah Mitchell go to the other side of the formation. Deshaun Thomas lining up in that fullback role. Elaine Adam, the running back, now swings out in motion. Verpail going to take off and run with it. He'll gain a couple of yards. He's still on his feet. Dives for the end zone, and Verpail with his second rushing touchdown of the night takes a commanding 20-0 lead.
That's the old John Elway play right there. The little fake pass and then dart right up the middle. Verpail, I don't know how he wasn't tackled, but I'm sure Coach Panucci will have something to say to his defense about that as Kevin Verpail scores the Mustang touchdown. And just like that, the Merritt Island Mustangs, as you said, lead it 20-0. And that's what they did not need to have happen.
Yeah, I was going to say that's you needed a 3 and out, and you gave up a big run as Liam Miller puts this one through 21-0. Currently, the Merritt Island Mustangs in firm control of this one over the Melbourne Bulldogs. We'll see the Bulldog offense and how they respond, but this feels like a must-score drive here for the Bulldogs to get back into this ball game.
It is, and by must-score, it's not a 3-point must-score drive. This is absolutely – we're not frozen, are we?
Oh, no, that's my delay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Scared me, knock.
My apologies.
That's all right, buddy. So I'm going to tell you this. To me, Merritt Island has cleaned up that rush defense well. I like the way it looks.
Got a score update. O'Galley 17, Heritage nothing.
Yeah, it's not a shocker. I expected O'Galley to come out and just explode this week.
Yeah.
And I wrote an article last week. I caught some emails for it that were, well, let's just say less than polite. It's just not anything I didn't expect. I wrote an article that said is it the end of an era in Cocoa, and caught some comments and some emails that were, well, let's just say less than polite.
Yeah.
But the bottom line was, I knew that was going to happen, but I thought both were fair questions to ask.
We'll see Liam Miller kick this one off, and I don't think it'll be returnable for the Bulldogs. It will not. For the second week in a row, Alan, we've seen a great kicker because last week it was O'Brien for Oviedo, where Titusville never saw the ball north of the 20.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the way the game was won. Jorgensen, Calvin Jorgensen for Titusville kicked a 42-yard field goal. They tried to ice him twice.
And it didn't work.
No, and but that's the team that really impressed me coming out of last week was Titusville. I know Merritt Island beat up on Cocoa, but so did Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to see this game before I made up my mind about that game. And so, but what Titusville did to an Oviedo team with several Division I, D1, P4 commits was impressive.
Reinhold will hand it off to Jefferson. Jefferson bounces it outside, tries to test the sideline. He will do so as he goes out of bounds.
Flag.
As I was wondering if there was a flag. I thought I might see some laundry out there.
Yep.
It's tough with those Merritt Island jerseys.
And look, the question I was asking for Coco about, is it the end of an era? I stressed in the article, if it is, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Look.
Eras have to end.
Yeah, listen, Nate Hooks has made it perfectly clear to everybody that, the talent level that he has, I hate to use the word rebuild, but it's a retool year. And so, listen, Coach Hooks will be just fine. Coco will be
good
just
talent.
fine.
They're young.
Yeah. The thing that concerned me last week was O'Galley. That's what concerned me last week. I'll tell you why in a minute. Go ahead.
First down and 15 for the Bulldogs after the holding penalty. Thomas, the man in motion. Reinhold, 3-step drop, looking to throw the screen. It's caught by Jefferson. Ducks under one tackler, and he'll be brought down by Deshaun Thomas, but a nice gain to get most of that penalty yardage and some back for the Bulldogs and make this third manageable.
Yeah, well, that's what they need to do. Get the ball in their playmakers' hands in space. They did that. They need to continue to do that. We saw Titusville do that last week with Tank Harvey.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Melbourne needs to do here.
Second down and 4 to go here as Jefferson goes up the middle once again. He'll get a couple of yards. He'll get to the 29. As, again, Deshaun Thomas lining up with that linebacker spot, leading the charge.
My whole thing with O'Galley last week, and I thought it was fair to say that, Knock, that was a game I looked for O'Galley to win going over to Carrollwood Day. And I think that's an expectation they earned.
Yeah.
But with the players and the way they've played over the past 3 seasons and the coaching staff. So, yeah, like some of their fans, I was a little disappointed when they didn't win.
Third down and short. Jefferson with the handoff once again. Gets to the sideline, and that's a horse collar if I've ever seen one. But I guess do we see a flag? No flag. That's by the horse collar.
Oh, my goodness. He certainly was a horse collar.
Melbourne lines up quickly. First down and 10. Jefferson gets the ball once again. Ducks another defender. Gets across the 45 to the 46. I mean, that's tough. I mean, 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. We'll see Howard DeWitt line up into the slot, far side. Hall and Thomas, the bottom of your screen. Jefferson once again with the halfback dive, spins out of it, breaks free at the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, Bulldog touchdown!
Tyrese Jefferson with a Butte Clark right there. I mean, that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
And we got a holding penalty.
Oh, my. It's coming back. All right, there you see it right there. So they're going to back them up 10 yards as Jefferson gets in the end zone. That's just, wow.
And we got another flag that just flew.
Yeah, that's going to be 50.
This is frustration.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I get it. You got to be careful, though, because you need to remain disciplined. You can't break down. You can't cost yourself. I didn't see a hold, but, I mean, I'm not standing down on the field. So I can't be unfair to Joe Hutton on that because I didn't see it. But I don't think this has been the best officiating game.
You missed the horse collar, but somehow we saw that. Okay.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think this has been the best officiated game we've seen this year on the network to start the early season. And I just think Jeff Panucci's down there. Yeah,
But unfortunately for the Bulldogs, again, it's a hold. They called it. They felt like it was a hold. But it's just been that night tonight. It's been every time they get a big play, there's been a mistake. It's been a costly one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, listen, you're not going to get an excuse. The refs are not excuses. This team's got to clean it up if they want to ascend the way they want to ascend.
Yeah. No, and that's well said because that's exactly what I said about O'Galley last week, right? There are things O'Galley turned the football over on their first 4 possessions. You can't do that and go beat a top 25 team, right?
No.
And Melbourne can't do this and win big football games.
No. They're beating themselves up right now with costly penalties, and again, the unsportsmanlike doesn't help on top of the holding penalty, so now it sets it back even further to 2nd down and a mile, and you just lost a touchdown on the board.
And if anybody's going to get it corrected, Jeff Panucci will.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 20 now for the Bulldogs. Hand off to Jefferson once again, and this time Merritt Island's going to sniff it out again. You got 4 or 5 guys. Again, you got to find something to really break this defense open because, again, they're just going to line 10 guys in the box.
Oh.
And a lot of credit to Jefferson to be able, and this offensive line, to still get as many yards as they have with this 10-man box.
All day, man. All day.
33-yard line is where we'll see 3rd down and about 17 to go here. Ball needs to get to the 49 of Melbourne for a 1st down. 8:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter. What kind of play call do they have lined up here on 3rd and 17?
Showing blitz. They bring it.
Here comes the pressure. Reinhold steps up. Now got to look for some room to run, and he's tripped up by the man, Jonas Walters.
It's a great play by Walters to grab the tackle, grab the ankle on that. You're going to see. And if Walters doesn't grab, he might be able to run off to the left towards those sticks for the 1st down. So now that's going to bring up 4th down. Go ahead. You don't have to duck. That's going to bring up 4th down. And, Melbourne's got a punt. I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah. And, again, unfortunately, a holding penalty negates a touchdown. Again, listen, you may not like the call.
Well,
you can dislike the call all you want, but it's a penalty, and Melbourne loses 6 points.
Look, that's the 3rd or 4th touchdown tonight that's been called back. Merritt Island's had 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
3,
2, but Sederos got down to the 1 and had that call back. So, yeah.
We'll see this one punted away. This one takes a sky high, as we're going to see, and
I missed it. I went with the ball. Were they looking for a roughing the punter? Or I mean, the Melbourne faithful are up in arms. This guy's got a football in his hand over here.
Yeah, the refs are getting it from the Mel High fans right now.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what I missed, but
Be first down and 10.
been a rough night for the guys in the black and white stripes.
6:59 to go here. Ball sitting on the 34-yard line for Merritt Island.
They cannot let a score happen here.
No, it's going to be tough. Verpale in the shotgun, quick throw. That one is out to Sideros. Sideros is going to be quickly wrapped up, but not before he gains a couple as he'll get to the 40.
Timmy Sideros was at Palm Bay with Kevin Mays. Just didn't work out for him there, and so he comes to Merritt Island.
Yeah, Sidero's been a pretty good receiver for Verpale. He's had a couple of he's got a couple of guys he likes to target. Sideros, Mitchell, but we've also seen Hamilton tonight with some great catches.
Sideros had a defensive and offensive touchdown in Palm Bay spring game, lost to Sebastian River. Played a great game.
Yeah. So right now, Verpale will hand off to Chappell. Chappell breaks it to the right, and it's going to be brought down for a couple as a quick tackle there by
You know, it's funny, we had
Camarion Johnson.
We had Patrick Ross on at halftime from Legacy Sports Construction, and Kevin Verpale reminds me a lot of Cade Ross. When Cade Ross was a very similar quarterback for O'Galley. He was a dual threat quarterback that if you chased him out of the pocket, he'd run 80 yards on you. But if you gave him time to throw, he'd pick you apart. And the first year we gave out our awards, Cade grabbed that MVP, and it was well deserved for what I think was a 10-win O'Galley football team that year. They went all the way to the regional championship, I believe, and lost to American Heritage that season.
Yeah.
Not the same American Heritage that Satellite and Space Coast lost to last year, but American Heritage Plantation with the former NFL defensive back as the head coach.
Wow.
Whose son was a in fact, I don't know if his son is a Surtain. Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Surtain Jr. was on that team or not.
Verpale will hand off to Chappell. Chappell testing the right sideline after the first down. Penalty flag flies. And it'll be a gain of 5, but we'll see the penalty.
Valley actually got them at home.
Yeah.
In that regional final, and that's going to go against Merritt Island, and that draws a round of applause from the Melbourne faithful.
One of the things, too, that you really got to like with Merritt Island's offense is how they've been able to run the football as well with Chappell, and they've been able to open things up because, again, this just makes this offense even more dangerous. Not to say they couldn't run the ball last year, but, I mean, really to have such a dangerous weapon in the backfield with Chappell and how they can use him in so many different ways.
Well, can we tell truth? Can we be honest?
Yeah.
There were two things that Merritt Island needed to do if they were going to beat O'Galley. One of them was run the football. The other was stop the run. And we've seen them run the football tonight and stop the run with varying degrees.
Verpale looking deep for Mitchell, but that one I think Mitchell might have gone just a little bit too inside on his route as that one falls incomplete. Be second down and 20 for the Mustangs.
I wouldn't necessarily say they've stopped Tyrese Jefferson tonight because I don't believe they have. And I mean, you could say maybe a holding call would have, might have forced the tackle, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
On that one. Okay, so that you're looking at almost a 200-yard night by Tyrese Jefferson.
Right. But Merritt Island still has been in physical control of this game.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying that it still needs to tighten up.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. As Chappell is the man in motion. Verpale will keep it himself this time, and he's met quickly there by T.J. Ross. And that'll be not a gain of a yard. He takes it to the 35.
And there's plenty of time to do that because that game's not until October the 18th. But, they're going to have to defend the run a little bit better than what we've seen here. But, again, they have controlled this game physically. And Kevin Verpale has been the puppet master distributing the football tonight. So, he is everything as advertised, and USF is getting a good one.
Yeah, they are. Really can't wait to see what Brian Hartline does in year 1 at USF. And with him, maybe in year 2, as Verpail drops back, looking for the screen to Chappell. Chappell's got room to run on the far sideline, lowers the shoulder, and picks up the first down on 3rd and 20. And the Merritt Island Mustangs with a brand new set of downs.
Yeah, it's a great play there. Verpail just wait, and then dumps it off, and Chappell took off down the sidelines for the first down, and now they cross the midfield marker and are in Bulldog territory. I can get rid of the red zone thing.
Well, right now, I think as we'll see, 1st down and 10 here for Verpail. Different back in the backfield, I believe, for the Mustangs to a sidecar right. This one's going to be, oh, no, that is Chappell. Chappell be brought down. Ross trying to bring him down, continues to. Be a gain of a couple more yards as he'll take it to the 40. Got to give a ton of credit to this offensive line. Joey Sonnenberg, Diego Alford, Antoine Smiley, Bryce Phillips, Andrew Metcalf. They've done a nice job tonight, both pass blocking for Verpail as well as opening up holes for Chappell, as we'll see Elaine Adams in at running back now.
Pancake block after pancake block after pancake block last year. Sonnenberg, second on the team with 31 of them last season.
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to look at Melbourne's defense, one of the things they got to try and work on, I think, this week in practice is going to be stopping the run. They gave up a lot to Heritage last week as well. As we'll see Verpail take this one off. Got room to run. He's got the middle of the field. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown as Kevin Verpail with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
How about that, huh? Verpail right through the middle of the defense. And he just absolutely, and that wasn't a short one either, Doc.
That was a 40-yarder.
There you see the play again on your screen there. Verpail untouched. And we were just talking about that offensive line. And to be able for your quarterback to go untouched through the line like that for 40 yards is very impressive. Right now, I'd say he has the early inside track for the Hall of Change player of the game.
Yeah, so far Verpail's done a nice job. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is through, and it'll be 28-0. The Merritt Island Mustangs leading the Melbourne Bulldogs with 3:43 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, one thing Melbourne's got to be careful of now is they definitely need points, because if they stop Melbourne here and then come back and get another score, then they're going to run the clock on them, and that is not the outcome anyone expected here tonight. You know, you look at. I wrote in the preview in the ranking happy county of Brevard.
Yes.
A lot of people had Melbourne 1, 2. A lot of people thought Melbourne was going to win this football game tonight. And listen, you know, and I know Jeff Panucci said, you know, do not make excuses for me. Not having C.J. Hall absolutely hurts. You don't have your starting quarterback. I don't care what level of football you're at. It hurts.
Yeah.
Not having one of your captains on the offensive line and a guy like Dean Baker, it hurts. But the better football team is right there in yellow tonight.
Well, the thing here is Melbourne's going to need to fight back here. Again, you're down 28-0. I don't think we've seen crazy things, and so I won't say that Melbourne can't come back from this. But where's your fight at if you're the Bulldogs at this point?
No, they'll come, and they got it.
No, I agree, but this is where they need to continue to fight back as this game progresses, because again, you know, if they're going to ascend where they want to, they are going to have to find ways to deal with adversity in such cases as this.
I agree because listen, I'm going to tell you another team that's quietly good, and listen, they destroyed a South Lake team that won 11 games last year, and that's Vieira.
Yeah.
Now Vieira's got a young quarterback in Jamal Crichton, but they got some players, man. You got to do Butler and
don't forget this district also has Oviedo.
Yeah,
and they're going to face a talented quarterback and talented receivers.
Yeah, we're going to see those D1 players a couple more times. Yeah, we sure are.
So, and again, Merritt Island tonight, their defense, got to give them a ton of credit. Again, yeah, you're not going to stop T-Smoke, but they have been able to limit the damage that he's done as he goes and swings out in motion. Reinhold, as we're going to have.
That's a false start.
That's a false start, and we'll see if there's a penalty.
How is there no flag on that?
Yeah.
Watch.
Watch
the runner on the left-hand side of your screen prior to the snap. I mean, he's playing Canadian League football. I mean, I'm not trying to embarrass him or call him out, but how does the official miss that?
I don't know. So, okay, fumble it is.
Yeah.
For Merritt Island, and the gifts keep on coming.
Well, and Merritt Island puts this in, and that clock is going to run the rest of the way. That'll speed up any delay we had.
Yep, as we look at the 1st and 10 at the 16 of Melbourne, as the Merritt Island offense quickly out.
I still can't believe that there was no.
That was false.
I mean, he had a 3-yard head start.
I know. That's a false start, but okay. And we'll see 4 receivers lined up on top of each other on the far side, as we'll see Kevin Verpail in the shotgun all alone, as we got a penalty flag that flies. It'll be a delay of game.
Yeah, that was wild, whatever the band just played there.
Yeah. Never mind. I don't know the rules on that. But either way, 3:38 to go here.
They're not allowed to play, if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah.
At least I remember the Vieira Plant game.
Yeah, I remember that one. 1st down and 15. Verpail in the shotgun. Quickly throws. That one's incomplete, intended for Elijah Mitchell.
I thought number 6 got there just a hair early, but good play. 2nd down now. That's wild that they're letting them do that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That is surprising to me.
Yeah, you got to shut the music off on 3rd down before snapping the NFL.
Yeah. 2nd down and 15. Verpail changing the play. Verpail looking to throw, going over the middle of the field, and that's going to be pass interference on the Bulldogs. And I'm sorry, but that's pass interference.
Yeah, I went to the wrong receiver. I'm going to go back to the replay here. I don't think I got it. I thought Verpail was.
Yeah, no, that one's pass interference all day long.
Yeah, so that's 15 yards. Half the distance and inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. That's the kind of Kevin Verpail and Tyler Murray have been together since Kevin's youth football days. So they argue and they fight like coach and player would that's been together that long. They love each other. And he has the ability to do what he just did, changing that play.
Verpail in the shotgun snap, looking to throw, got plenty of time. Still looking, throws to the middle of the field, and that one is. I don't see a call here from the officials. I don't know if they had the angle.
They did not have a referee in place to make the call. How did they know?
And they're going to call incomplete. So
they did not have that referee was not. There's no way he can make that call. He wasn't there.
3:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This 3 minutes is taking forever.
Yeah. Did you see him run down?
Yeah. We'll see 3rd down and 2.
3rd and short for the Mustangs.
Again, we just want to let all our official friends know we do love them.
We do love them. I'm going to give them grief. I mean, we do. And look, we're the first to say a great game.
Yeah.
We've done it 3 weeks in a row now, right?
Yep. Chappell with the handoff, bounces it outside, and he's going to be wrapped up quickly there by a Melbourne defender. Will bring up 4th down and about 2.
Yeah, so if you're Merritt Island, I think you go for this.
Yeah, I think so too.
I wasn't very fond of that particular play call right there. I think you need to look for something short in space and let them go to work. So we'll see what the Mustangs do.
Amazing part is here, too. I mean, tonight.
But they're going to bring on Liam Miller because I see the pink cleats.
I'll get to this point after this as Liam Miller gets ready to attempt this field goal. Ball spotted at about the 10-yard line. And so it'll be about 20. Oh, that one hit the uprights. And that'll be no good.
Miller drilled the upright on that one. I mean, he shook the goalpost.
So Melbourne catches a bit of a break.
I thought he was going to knock off the left goalpost bar there.
I was going to say, that looked like that thing was shaking after that one.
Yes, it was. That's, man, he drilled that thing. One he wants back. He was perfect on extra points last year.
Point I do want to make, though, is you think about this Merritt Island offense and how many passing touchdowns Kevin Verpail had last year.
27, right?
27.
Yeah.
He's got one so far this year.
Listen,
and I don't
scary.
mean that from
no,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Scary.
That's scary because he's got 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, along with the 1 passing touchdown, and they ran for all 5 last week.
That's scary. I mean, if that offense can do that, I don't know. We'll see.
Will Reinhold will get the shotgun snap, rolls to his right, throws quickly out to Ganner Cole.
And when I say I don't know, we'll see, I'm talking about O'Galley. That's going to be 15 yards against Melbourne for excessive whatever out of bounds. It happened.
Yeah.
So it's going to back them up 15 yards, and that's certainly not going to help Melbourne avoid a running clock here.
Yeah.
It's going to be half the distance, so it's going to be first and about 18 now, Knock.
It's been a tough sledding night for this offense. I mean, again, they get positive plays, and they make mistakes that end up costing them more yardage.
You know, I don't know what kind of – listen, they had to overcome a lot this week. But again, you know what? Listen, MCC's lost Noah Flores for a couple of weeks. You know, so everybody's got to overcome something.
Yep, second down and a long, about 20 to go here as Jeremiah Thomas gets the catch. It'll be taken to about the 17.
The Hustlers lost Flores on the second play of the game last week, and Trenton Washington turned around and threw 5 touchdowns.
Man,
so
talk about, once again, a quarterback there for Coach Ryan Schneider and what Washington's doing already.
Yeah,
I say MCC was on the road tonight, weren't they?
No, they were home.
They were home tonight,
No, they were home. Matter of fact, there was some confusion because I thought we were doing that game, but we aren't.
1:43 to go here in the third quarter. Rhino looking to throw on third down, eludes pressure. Now he's going to take off and run for it. Tries to make one man miss, and that would be Bollier, as he will wrap up the quarterback, and it'll bring 4th down and about 5 here for the Bulldogs offense.
Boyer with a good hit there, and Melbourne will now punt. And will there be anybody back deep? Let's see. Yes, there will be. Looks like it will be Kamar Fielder. And Kamar Fielder's not going very far. He's just standing at the 42. I mean, not showing him much love.
We've seen some high punts from Melbourne tonight. As actually, we're going to see anybody back there now.
I think they're expecting a fake.
And we're going to see the punt here as this one is
shanked. And maybe that's why Kamar Fielder came up.
And a long night continues to get longer for the Bulldogs.
It's a punt of about 8 yards there, Knock. And that's not going to help anybody as we get ready to go to the fourth quarter. It's 28-0. My scoreboard right on your screen, Knock?
Yeah, 28-0.
That's what it says on your screen. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're good. 28-0.
Yeah, well, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell. Well, I'm excited about this replay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been great tonight. Fans, let us know what you guys have thought tonight of instant replay as we've gotten that. We've broken out that special feature on tonight's broadcast as we see 1st down and 10 for Merritt Island. Must have been a penalty.
Yeah, wait till we roll it out tomorrow at youth football. Parents are going to love that, man.
Oh, yeah, they are. 1st down and 10 for the Merritt Island offense. Kevin Verpail will hand off to Chappell. Chappell's wrapped up quickly there by the talented linebacker for the Bulldogs. That is Camarion Johnson.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that had double-digit tackles last week, and there you see him get in there and do it again. Just a great play by him. And
just coming flying off that edge there is we'll see 2nd down and 11 trips to the top of your screen.
That was a setup play, and I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second. I'm looking for a play action off of that. You see trips to the right over there. I wouldn't be shocked if they went right back to it and Kevin Verpale throws one deep down the seam here. Keep your eye on that. Look for a couple of routes to head towards either the flag or the post. And they're just going to let the quarter run out. So we'll step aside as we head to the fourth quarter. All Merritt Island, 28-0. Right about now, Knock, the Sheepdogs are on stage down at Helen Blazes, just jamming it up. Make sure you stop by and check them out. And if you missed the Sheepdogs tonight, no worries. You got True Phonic for Oktoberfest coming up on September 27th. Creating community through great craft brew, great food, and great times. Helen Blazes located in historic downtown Melbourne. And here to bring you quarter number 4, my man, Anthony Knockrunner.
Second down and 11 now for Kevin Verpale on this offense. Deshaun Thomas at the bottom of your screen leading the trips formation. Verpale is going to pick it up and run with it. He'll slide at about the 40.
There's a football IQ right there. So we've seen him run for 3 touchdowns tonight, right?
Yep.
He's up 28-0. Why chance anything? Get down and, get the yards. I mean, now you're looking at 3rd and 5. You're obviously going to go for this if you bring up a 4th down. So you got 2 downs to try to make this.
I was going to say, and fans also, too, you got to check it out back in the earlier part of the third quarter because we haven't had calls name. We'll talk about it here in a second. As Verpale looks for Thomas, and Thomas is going to pick up the first down and more. And speaking of Thomas, unfortunately the play didn't count, but he had a great one-hand grab that would have been a touchdown had it not been for an illegal shift penalty. But I'll tell you what, Deshaun Thomas, what a grab by him. I know that play didn't count, but still one of the top plays of the night.
Oh, Thomas is just, he is a joy to watch as a football fan.
First down and 10 now for Verpale and this Mustangs offense here as they're getting ready to get to 2-0 on the evening. As Chappell gets the handoff, got blockers in front, gets the edge. Chappell across the 20, 15, 10, 5, dives for the pylon, touchdown Mustangs.
And the extra point runs the clock as Zay Chappell, there you see him breaking that. Let's see if we can get it quicker than that. Yep, there's the play on your screen there. Watch Chappell. That's all Zay Chappell right there. He had some blockers, and again, he just outruns the secondary, man. Great block by his receiver downfield, and Zay Chappell, having an impressive night as well.
Yeah, Zay Chappell, what a difference maker for this Mustangs offense. Just adding that element. I mean, and again, I know Merritt Island could run the football last year. They did it very, very effectively. But what they've been able to do with Chappell early on here as that extra point is good is very impressive as Merritt Island extends its lead 35-0 is what.
The white hat will now look up here and say, roll it, roll it, roll it.
And again, you got to give a ton of credit to the Mustangs here. They went on a run 35-7 last week against Cocoa, and essentially 35 unanswered points here tonight against a good Melbourne team. Again, a team that I think we will be talking about towards the end of the season, and a playoff team that could maybe make a deep run.
All right, I know you don't like to do this, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Okay. I have to. Okay, so there are tiers to these things. Like if you watch some sports talks, like Nick Wright does tiers.
Oh yeah, Nick. Yeah.
And I love Nick Wright's tiers.
I like his tiers. Yeah, it's a different take
I like
instead
Nick
of
Wright's
rankings.
tiers. I like the way he does his teams. I like the way he ranks his quarterbacks because I believe in a tier system, right?
Yep.
So there are two teams right now in the top tier of this county.
Yep.
Agreed or disagree?
Agreed.
And that's O'Galley and Merritt Island.
Yep.
You know, if O'Galley gets beat by Carrollwood Day, well, O'Galley's got to go out and prove they can beat a top 25 team. So, you know, but still in this county, they are one of the best two football teams, and Merritt Island is the other. And that second tier sits these Bulldogs.
Very much so, as we'll see the kickoff from Miller. This one will not be returnable, and Melbourne will get the ball.
Now here's the key. Where do you saw Titusville, right?
Yeah.
Where do you put the Terriers?
I mean, I put Titusville in the same tier as these Bulldogs right now. Because
in the second tier?
Yeah.
See, I'm going to put Titusville, we said 2. I'm going to put Titusville in that top tier until they play Merritt Island and O'Galley. I don't know if they have the depth to go toe-to-toe with those two teams for 4 quarters. We're going to find out. But based off of what I saw against Oviedo last week, I don't know what the score is at Holy Trinity right now.
I think they were up 21-0.
Yeah, I really like that Titusville team.
No,
man.
again, and I like them too. I think they're going to be very, very good. But again, it's going to come down to as Jefferson gets the handoff and bounces it to the outside, still making guys miss to the sideline. It'll be knocked out of bounds at around the 38-yard line. Nice run by T-Smoke.
Yeah, so I'll put those 3 in the top tier, and then I'll start my second tier with Melbourne, Vieira. You know, I'll put Vieira in there as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd put Vieira in there.
Yeah.
MCC, where would you put MCC?
In that top of that second tier.
Okay.
Top of that second tier. I think based on what I've seen with a healthy Noah Flores, and I'm talking about with a healthy C.J. Hall, Melbourne is the second tier.
Yeah.
You know, top of the second tier type team to me anyway. They're still young, and that's the thing I think people need to make sure they take into account. This is still a young football team that's going to be much better in late October than what you watched here tonight.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, though, with Melbourne, like, this is a game that, you know, again, it's 35-0 here, and Merritt Island's clearly showing why they're one of the top teams in the county.
Right.
And obviously Melbourne, you know, they love to have Hall, their starting quarterback, and I know they're hurting with some guys, but like I said, this is for them to take the next step as a program. I wanted to see. I was hoping this would be a little bit of a closer game here. As Reinhold throws, this one's going to be incomplete, intended for Tyreek Jefferson.
No, I agree, and I certainly understand where you're coming from because that's the same spot I was coming from last week with O'Galley. I wanted to see them take a significant step against a team like a Carrollwood Day last week. I did. I thought, you know.
Roughing the passer against Merritt Island, so that'll move the Bulldogs across midfield to the 43-yard line.
Yep.
But again, one night's not going to define this Bulldogs team. They're going to find answers. This coaching staff's going to find answers, and they're going to have solutions to the problems they had tonight. But again, it's tough. And listen, Melbourne and Merritt Island, it's just one-sided. I lost all 3 times to Merritt Island when I was playing.
Yeah, we'll be right back here next week against I'm not sure who that Bear team is, but we'll be here.
That's that week 3 or whatever?
9-4.
Reinhold is stepping up, looks to throws, got a man, and that's Howard DeWitt for a touchdown.
Yeah, DeWitt slipped behind coverage, and DeWitt's going to go down, but too little too late. That's a good play, and it's something to certainly build on. It won't slow the clock because once the clock starts, it doesn't stop, and DeWitt slips behind coverage. And pending the extra point, the Bulldogs won't get shut out, and that's a positive thing. Good throw by Will Reinhold there. Great throw by Reinhold. And Howard DeWitt makes Merritt Island pay.
Okay, so they got Winter Springs next week.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, they got Winter Springs next week, Melbourne does. As the Merritt Island Mustangs, we'll see. That was a knuckleballer, but it gets over the crossbar. Shabani there with the extra point makes it 35-7. Cool. Merritt Island leads.
Why does the clock stop? That's what I want to know. I have no idea why is the clock stopped?
I don't know. Oh, it was a water timeout.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was a water timeout.
All right.
As Melbourne gets ready to kick things off here, looking at the Merritt Island Mustangs schedule, what they've got coming up here. They are at Ponte Vedra.
That's going to be a tough one.
I'm going to say I don't know much about them. But
yeah, Ponte Vedra. Yeah, that's a good football team.
And then they'll have Astronaut, their first district contest on September 11th. Then Bishop Kenny and Titusville.
It's another tough one, and Titusville's a tough one too.
Yeah, they got some tough football games.
Yeah. Ponte Vedra, I believe, was either Ponte Vedra or Bishop Kenny. One of those two was a Final Four team last year. It's in our preview. Their preview for the season.
We'll see if Melbourne tries to onside kick it. And
they kick it short, way woefully short.
Yeah.
Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network, it's doubleheader youth football Saturday, week 0 of college football as well. And also next week, be on the lookout. I've already completed the previews for UCF, Miami, Florida State, and Florida. I will release them all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That was a lot of fun to do this week.
Yeah, nice.
Comprehensive. Yeah, that was a good time.
So say
I learned a lot about those teams, man.
Oh, yeah. See if Melbourne, nope, they're going to let this one go here. It'll be returnable. First return we've really seen tonight as Merritt Island will get the ball at about the 36-yard line. That was Junior Simons on the return.
So our Hall of Fame, Hall of Chains player of the game tonight, I think obviously has to be Kevin Verpeel.
Oh, absolutely. 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, 1 passing touchdown tonight. I mean, if you could give out 11 of those, you could also give it to Merritt Island's defense tonight, the way they've played this evening.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think we only have 1, right?
Yep.
So, all right, new quarterback in for the Mustangs.
That's a great move. Love to see it.
Connor Freund, I believe is how you say his name, junior quarterback. They'll be handed off as it'll be a tackle made. And that was, didn't quite catch who made that tackle.
Yeah, Connor Freund.
Connor Royden was the running back on that one.
So it looks like, all the starters are out now for Merritt Island.
Yeah.
I mean, I as Deshaun Thomas goes out, I don't see one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Javion George is out there. He's a sophomore. You got a running back, and number 8, he's out there as well. That's Gabriel Butler. He's a freshman tight end.
Connor Freund will throw this one. It'll be caught. Good coverage there from
nice job,
Marion Johnson.
Nice job by Freund there to get that ball, put that ball on the hip of the free side of his receiver, and he called it. That's a good play. That's something Tyler Murray will look at and go, okay, I like the decision making.
3rd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. 35-7. Merritt Island leading as that one falls incomplete. Good coverage there by the Melbourne defense. It'll be 4th down, and will we see Liam Miller?
So we're going to present that to T-Smoke's mom to give to him tonight. Want to thank Patrick Ross of Legacy Sports Construction for stopping by at halftime. The gift certificate is not $25, Knock. It's $35. That's unbelievable.
That's awesome and great, and really appreciate that from Patrick.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Miss Stacy, Mr. Patrick, and of course we talked about Cade and his days as a quarterback at O'Galley. So
4th down and 10. Liam Miller back to punt this one away. Good spiraling kick. It will not be returnable. And it'll take a Mustang bounce to about the 25-yard line.
I don't know that they're going to be much if at all, in a hurry to get out there and snap this. So, Knock, your final thoughts on this one because we're going to log off quick.
Listen, all the credit goes to the Merritt Island Mustangs tonight. They played a great game. They had their own mistakes, but they overcame them. They had penalties that knocked off points on the board. This probably could have been a lot worse.
14 of them.
Yeah, and so credit the Mustangs. One, defense, because that was the big question mark. Could they stop the running game of T-Smoke and Tyrese Jefferson? Jefferson still got his, but you know what? A lot of times with great players, coaches will say, we'll give him his, but if he doesn't hurt us badly, that's a win, and that's what happened here tonight. I think Merritt Island's defense did a great job. They knew Jefferson was going to get his, but they didn't let anybody else beat them.
And I think that's well said. There's not much I can add to that. And Ryan Holt likes the deep ball. He's going to do it again, and that time he overshoots his intended target. But Melbourne's got to bounce back. They will. They'll likely get C.J. Hall back next week. I don't know how long it takes to return from a ruptured appendix. But we want to say to Dean, get well, Dean. Get well, man. Train's rolling. This does not derail that in any way, shape, or form.
But Melbourne's got to bounce back. Like you said, they got Winter Springs next week, and they got to get ready for that matchup against Oviedo. They will see them first in district play in 2 weeks. Reinhold throws. That one is caught by DeWitt. DeWitt's going to run the near sideline. This will be the final play of the evening. He'll go out of bounds, and that will do it, folks. The Merritt Island Mustangs move to 2-0, 35-7 over the Melbourne Bulldogs as they fall 1-1.
Yep, so that'll wrap it up. I want to thank Anthony Knockreiner. I want to thank Chad Raymond, the athletic director, Brett Black, the president of the Booster Club, and once again, for Anthony Knockreiner, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. This has been a presentation of Brevard Sports Network. Once again, the final score, Merritt